Before I started this channel, I made 4 full weeks of videos before I'd posted a single one. And I told myself that was me being prepared, being professional, getting ahead. But if I'm honest with you, I just kept making more and more. Because as long as I was still making them, I never had to actually put anything out there. I was working so hard and going absolutely nowhere because I wasn't preparing, I was hiding. And I didn't see it until someone else pointed it out. I'll tell you what he said in a minute. But first, I need to show you the trap I was in, because I promise you're in some version of it too. You've been told your whole life that the answer is to try harder, want it more, push through. And I'm going to show you what actually is. Because once you see this truth, you can't unsee it. Let's dive in. So let's talk about why try harder fails. Because it's not a willpower flaw. It's a design flaw. When you try to change by forcing yourself, you're working at the surface. The behavior, for me, the behavior was making videos. So I made more of them. Doubling down, working harder at the exact thing that felt safe. And that's the trap. Because working hard feels like progress. It looks like effort. It even looks like discipline. But I could have made 40 weeks of videos and still not moved an inch closer to what I wanted, which was to help people because the effort was pointed at the wrong layer. That's what trying harder does. It treats the symptom. You attack what you do harder, longer, and more, while the thing actually generating your behavior sits completely untouched underneath. And here's the cruel part. The harder you work at the surface, the more justified it feels. I felt responsible, being diligent. I had proof of my effort stacked up in a folder. It took someone outside my own head to show me what that pile of effort actually was. The 2 layers. Here's the idea. Every result in your life sits on 2 layers. Let's break them down. The top layer is behavior, what you do. It's visible, so it feels like where the work is. That's the layer I was obsessing over. Make the videos, make them perfect, and make more, but underneath it is the layer that actually runs the show. And that is called identity. Who you believe you are. Think of a tree. Your behaviors are the fruit, visible, obvious, the thing you want to change. But fruit is just an output. It's grown by the roots. And the root is your identity. So here's what my root actually was. And it took me a while to admit it. Underneath all that preparation was a belief I had to face. I'm someone who can't put anything out unless it's perfect. Because if people don't like it, that means something about me. That was the root. And the fruit, the endless videos, the delaying, the polishing, grew straight out of it. I could have pruned that fruit forever, made myself post, forced a schedule, white-knuckled it, and the tree would have just grown the same fear-shaped fruit right back. Because I never touched the root. Your behavior isn't the problem to solve. It's a report. It's an honest readout of what you believe about yourself underneath. This is why it always snaps back. And this is why forcing it never holds. Your brain works constantly to keep your behavior matching your identity. It needs them to agree. Imagine I'd forced myself to post before I dealt with the root. Those 2 are now stretched apart. Behavior says, I'm brave. Identity still says, but it has to be perfect or you're not safe. Tension builds. Those 2 are now stretched apart, like a rubber band, and a stretched rubber band only wants one thing, to snap back. It wins every single time. I'd have posted once, felt exposed, panicked, and retreated right back into the belief of, let me just prepare a bit more. And my brain would have called it relief. See? Safer this way. That's the mechanism. As long as your identity says one thing and your behavior tries to say another, identity wins. Every single time, you cannot out-effort a belief about who you are, which is exactly why the thing that finally changed for me wasn't more effort. It was one conversation. So, the conversation, I was telling my brother about all these videos I'd made, kind of proud of how prepared I was. And he just gently held up a mirror. He said, essentially, this isn't preparation. This is fear. You're working this hard because you're terrified of what happens if people don't like it, what you put out. And he was right. I wasn't building a channel. I was building a wall, a really impressive wall between me and the risk of being judged. The perfectionism wasn't a work ethic. It was a root belief quietly running everything I did. And here's what actually changed. I didn't try harder. I did the opposite. I loosened my grip. I stopped asking, how do I make this perfect? And started asking, who do I want to be as a creator? The answer was someone who experiments, someone who shares the messy, real learnings and lets them help people, instead of hiding until it's flawless. The moment the route changed from, it has to be perfect, to, I'm someone who experiments and shares to help people, the behavior followed on its own. I didn't have to force myself to post. Posting became the natural thing for a person like that would do. So here's the framework. 1. Diagnose the identity you're acting from. Look at what you keep doing and ask, what would I have to believe about myself to keep doing this? For me, the pile of videos was the evidence. The belief was fear of judgment. Read your behavior honestly. That's your real root. 2. Decide the identity that makes the behavior natural. Don't just set the goal. Name the person the goal belongs to. I didn't decide, post more videos. I decided, I'm someone who experiments and shares. The behavior you want lives downstream of a person, so name that person. 3. Prove it small. A new identity feels fake at first. Mine did. So give your brain evidence. Every small action that matches the new identity is a vote for it. My first imperfect on purpose video was a vote. The next one was another. You're building points for the person you want to be. Diagnose the root. Decide the new one. Prove it small. That's identity first change. And it's the difference between a change that lasts and one that snaps back by Friday. So before this becomes another idea you watched instead of used, here's your one step. Right now, take the one thing you keep trying to force. And instead of asking, what do I need to do? Ask what my brother basically got me to ask. Who am I being? And who do I want to be? Finish this sentence. I'm someone who, with the honest version of who you want to be. Then do one small, imperfect thing today that proves it. One vote. You're not forcing a behavior anymore. You're casting evidence for a new route. Let's lock in what actually matters from today. 1. Trying harder fails by design. It's effort at the surface, and it can even be fear dressed up as hard work. 2. There are 2 layers. Behavior is the fruit. Identity is the root that grows it. Simple as that. 3. Identity always wins. Force a behavior your identity rejects, and it snaps back every time. Expect it. 4. Change the root. Diagnose who you're being. Decide who you're becoming, and prove it small every day. That folder of unposted videos taught me the most important lesson I've got. The goal was never to be perfect. It was to show up, share what I'm learning, and help someone with it, including this video. This is me, still doing the thing I was once too scared to. If this shifted something for you, hit subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of conversation we have here every week. Share it with the one person in your life who keeps working so hard and blaming themselves when it doesn't stick. And if you're ready to actually rebuild that root, to change who you are from the inside out, that's exactly what my 30-day identity reset is designed to walk you through, step by step. The link is in description. Stop trying harder. Start becoming. I'll see you in the next one.